Grazie. Mi scusi di parlare inglese, I make more sense in English. So, if you ever watch Star Trek, you'll recognize that Mr. Spock carried around his neck the tricorder. It was a device, looks a little like the iPhone 5, that was packed with sensors, that was connected. It was the ultimate vision of personal health and well-being. It could diagnose your personal problems, health problems. It could tell you how safe your environment was. It was a fantasy, but thanks to digital innovation, it's coming much closer to reality. So there are some unstoppable digital trends changing our world in real time. And I'm going to talk about some of them and how they're affecting our lives and our businesses. It's given us tools, this digital revolution, that are transforming the control we have over our environment. So we're all carrying sensors in our phones, in our cameras, in other devices. We're tracking data, and the data can now be stored for free in the cloud. We can have access to everything we need through a small device. We're capturing everything that touches our lives. We are sharing more and more. We're increasingly willing to share our personal data with other people. And we're also learning lessons from gaming, from behavioral economics, about how peer pressure can change our behavior, can motivate us. So I want to talk about, once you get lots and lots of data that can affect our behavior, how you make it available as information. You find design, you create visual tools that allow us to access that data and make informed decisions. And it's not just your industry that this is affecting. I'll give you a couple of examples of completely unrelated industries where visualizing data creates power. So the Formula One industry is really a big data industry now. So I went to talk to McLaren in the UK, where in a weekend of racing, they'll collect 7 billion data points. So there are sensors all over the car, all over the driver. They'll know, because they visualize these data points, when to stop the car, to change the wheel, to address a problem. They'll know in advance. But what McLaren's doing is finding a new business model. It's not just servicing cars and making cars, it's selling these visualization tools to other industries. So when I was there, they were talking to the Air Traffic Control Organization in the UK about making the airports more efficient. So Heathrow would know when all these planes were going to touch down. Lots of smart startups on the internet are using data to find new meaning. So this is LinkedIn. If you go to LinkedIn, you can put your name in it, and you can get a visualization of your social connections. The truth is, and you can't change this now, it's the new reality, it's a data-driven and a connected and a sharing world. And I think this, because it's at the beginning of this revolution, creates a massive opportunity for the wellness industry. I'll talk a little about wellness, but I want to talk about how universal this is going to be. It's going to affect everything. It's going to affect retail. So Walmart, the biggest US chain, wanted to know what products were going to be in demand months away. So it invented algorithms that could monitor social media, semantic analysis. And it found there was a new type of product which it didn't stock, called cake pops. Now, I have to say, this is not a wellness product. This is very popular in some parts of the USA where they don't have Italian figures. It's kind of cakes on a stick full of sugar. But they realized there was a big demand for it, so they started stocking it, and it instantly became a best-selling product. So there's a movement growing on the internet known as the quantified self movement, or the personal informatics movement. And it started out as quite fringe, but it's now going mainstream. This is where individuals are collecting and sharing all sorts of personal data. So you get small sites like this, where somebody's monitoring how they spent their day and what kind of coffee they had. But it could be anything you want. People are wearing EEG reading devices to improve their concentration, their relaxation. They're wearing devices that help them sleep more soundly. You can now get apps that map your sexual performance so you can improve it. Not a problem I think we have in this room. And then the pharmaceutical industry is finding new ways to take data from inside us. So this company, Proteus, is developing this pill which collects data inside your body and sends it back. So this is just the start of a revolution. There's also now on the market machines like this, which will decode your entire genome, your personal DNA, for less than €1,000. And you can just see in a couple of years, it'll be the price of a cappuccino. So this is leading to interesting behavioral changes among the network of users out there, the public. So in health, for instance, there are communities forming around sickness, around illness, trying to use data, use self-monitoring to solve this problem. So this is one, patients like me. There's people with 1,000 conditions. And for example, people who have migraine have been studying what they've learned collectively about controlling the migraine. And they found some medications are not as effective as they thought. There's another one called Cure Together, where they got thousands of people who are members of this online network who have depression, and they monitored what alleviated the symptoms. And they found that the most effective and the most popular was exercise, and then sleeping quite a lot. But right at the bottom were the official medications. So today, you are what you measure, and you are in control. And you can learn new things thanks to these tools that you couldn't learn before. And I'm just going to give you one example in the health industry, showing how exciting this could be. So if anybody here has asthma, you'll know you can't always predict when you'll get an attack. So here's what some American physicians are doing with sensors, with the connected world, to try and control this.
Each day, millions of Americans carry and use inhalers to relieve asthma symptoms. How often a person uses their inhaler indicates how well their disease is managed. The Spiroscout is a small device that attaches easily to most inhalers. It uses GPS to automatically determine the exact time and location when the inhaler is used, because revealing where people use their inhalers provides valuable clues about environmental exposures that cause attacks. Our tools help patients, physicians, and public health agencies systematically track asthma in real time so that they can put the latest information to work to better understand and control the disease.
So I'm a great optimist. I think technology can solve a lot of our problems, and it can teach us things about ourselves that are actually fascinating. So for about €300, you can send off to this California company, 23andMe, for this plastic tube, and then you spit in it, and then about 4 weeks later, you get a very detailed breakdown of your DNA, and you get 100 medical conditions and your percentage chance of developing those. It tells you if you're likely to go bald. It tells you if you're likely to have an adverse reaction to medication. So I did this, and you learn interesting things. So you get a note from the site saying, we have 927 cousins of yours, David, in our network. Second cousins, third cousins. And you start getting emails in the network like this one. Hello, David. My name's Alison. I'm contacting you because we share 0.62% DNA on 6 segments. We could be cousins. So this is Alison. I didn't contact Alison because I still hadn't dealt with my Facebook requests, my emails, my LinkedIn updates. But you can see the possibilities. So Sergey Brin, the co-founder of Google, he used this site, his wife's one of the founders, to find out about his own health. His mother has Parkinson's, and he wanted to know if he had the risk. And it told him he did carry the gene that gave him up to a 75% chance of developing Parkinson's. But he learned if he controlled his behavior, if he exercised consistently, if he changed his diet, he estimated he could cut that risk to 25%. So if you have data, and if you have a very well-designed interface, it can turn that data into information that you can act on. And once you have information that you can act on, it's good for society, it's good for everybody as well as you. It improves health, it improves well-being. So we're at the early stages of this revolution, and not all the design is there yet. So Google has developed this device, which goes on one eye. They call it Google Glass. it has GPS, it knows where you are, it connects with videos with your friends. But you're mostly Italians here, you're stylish people. Would you want to wear something on one eye? It doesn't really seem that natural, does it? And the interfaces sometimes need improving. So I was in Athens last weekend and I went for a run, 30-minute run, and I used an app that tracks me using GPS. And something must have gone wrong with the GPS because it told me I'd run 1,660 miles in half an hour, 2,500 kilometers, and I'd burned 501 calories. And then I got an email from the app that said, "David, congratulations. Today was your best run ever." And I was really conflicted because I wanted to go the next day and try and beat it. So I think devices like the My Wellness Key, I've been playing around with this, it's collecting my data, are very, very useful in helping us understand the data we're putting out there, in helping motivate us to work towards targets, in helping us share this information with others. And I think it's going to change not just the behavior of people like me, it's going to change economic models. I think all of us can boldly go to a future that's more connected, that's more data-driven, and that's more focused on improving our well-being. Thank you. But now I want to talk to a man who is an expert in this. I'd like to welcome Corrado Colli, who's the Global Business Director of Technogym, and he's going to explain a little more about how the Technogym ecosystem works.
Good to see you.
Corrado, I've been playing with these chairs. I think there's about 800 in this building.
Please feel comfortable.
Do you really sit on these wellness balls all day?
We do indeed. And once you try, you don't go back. I quit the chair in my office.
And what do they do for you?
They do a lot. First of all, don't feel comfortable. Although we have 1,000 VIP in the room, do some exercise. Try it on.
If I fall off the stage, I don't want this recorded.
Try, just a little bit. That's something.
I've never done an interview like this.
That's a good start. And it looks like you are a very good runner, David. Congratulations.
Thank you. So, I saw Nerio's video, the presentation before, and I'd thought of Technogym as a company making heavy things, hardware, power lifts. I didn't expect such a focus on digital innovation.
There is a lot of innovation and there is a lot of technology in Technogym, starting from the name. Technology Gym, long time ago, it sounded a little bit weird for the bodybuilders, but this was the vision of Nerio, and it's always been the vision. Think about, for example, in the end of the 80s, the first treadmill to be controlled from your heart rate. And this is quite impressive, because this is a true experience of biofeedback. So your heart controlling a treadmill. And then, a few years later, Technogym has introduced an integrated system called Wellness System with the little key, the very famous yellow key, to fully integrate the cardio and strength experience in a gym, giving the possibility for end user to track their performance. For the very first time, end user and operators were connected in their wellness journey. And this has been one of the biggest innovations from Technogym, followed from many, many other. The first embedded TV, the first embedded web, and many others to come, as Nerio has clearly shown.
So, you're clearly on trend when it comes to collecting data, to tracking what we're doing. We are in a world now where everybody is expected to be connected all the time. The consumer wants to choose which of their devices they are going to engage with. So how is Technogym responding to this?
Well, first of all, it's amazing that I'm controlling my presentation through the iPhone. And this is part of our daily experience, isn't it? We used to manage many more mouse and joystick, and today the experience is smartphone and tablets. And this is what is happening in Technogym. So with these devices, multiple devices and connectivities everywhere, This is what is happening in the industry. Many data to manage, but even more importantly, as you quite rightly said, data needs to be transformed in information, useful information to take business decisions. I have a video, and it's a short video, that explains this very well. Please, My Wellness Cloud.
Today, people enjoy their music, pictures and docs wherever they are and whenever they want. The cloud is a technology that has made storing, sharing and modifying information extremely simple. My Wellness Cloud is the only cloud that can be accessed directly from Technogym equipment featuring VisioWeb digital platform. My Wellness Cloud realizes an ecosystem of devices and cloud technology that manages users' lifestyle and provides business operators with professional applications in a very simple way. When meeting new users with the Profile app, operators can discover their deepest motivations to physical activity in less than 100 seconds. This allows you to collect profiled leads and personalized prospecting. By offering tailored experience based on people's needs and motivations, operators can increase conversion rate and user loyalty. Profile. Tailored wellness experience. With the Prescribe app, operators aiming at differentiating with superior quality of service can easily and quickly create truly personal training programs for their customers. The program is stored in the Wellness System Key, a personal device that sets up the equipment and guides the user throughout the entire workout session by providing lists of exercises linked to educational videos. The training program results are automatically collected and used by operators to monitor and assess their users' progress. Prescribe. Personalized training program. Designed for all context where there is no constant supervision, the Self app empowers the users with a very simple tool to select a training program from a predefined library. And with full autonomy, can track results and change programs when needed. Library is automatically adapted to the specific set of installed equipment in the facility. Self. Automatic training assignment. The Coach app, together with the My Wellness Key, extends the operator's role to become a personal coach and the facility scope beyond its premises. The My Wellness Key tracks and assesses all physical activity the user performs during the day. Furthermore, the operators can track and assess nutrition and lifestyle habits. By providing an educated guidance on activity, nutrition and habits, operators can sell personal coaching services to new target users and improve loyalty. Coach. Indoor and outdoor lifestyle management. Operators can launch new challenges by defining targets and prizes. Users can interact with others and track performance results on a leaderboard. Mobile notification informs users about new ranking and motivates them to get back to training to further improve their score. Challenge. Interactive engagement. The Asset app turns equipment into intelligent units that, using the internet connection, are remotely monitored and capable of sending notification to the maintenance team. The maintenance team can optimize both the efficiency and effectiveness of their interventions. And most important, none of your customers will complain anymore that their favorite piece of equipment is out of order. Asset. Increase equipment uptime. Thanks to the Communicator app, operators can send messages to users while training on cardio machines. It allows operators to promote programs and services of the facility, or just to collect feedback from users, or eventually to promote co-marketing activities. Communicator. Improve loyalty and secondary revenue. Technogym introduces a range of new business applications to create an engaging wellness ecosystem around your facility.
Pretty clear, David.
Discover more on technogym.com/mywellnesscloud. Technogym, the wellness company.
So I hear a lot talking.
And this is being developed in Cesena, not in the Silicon Valley.
So I hear a lot of
there is a lot of innovation here.
I hear a lot of Silicon Valley jargon about the cloud, but it only means something when it touches my life as a user. So to know that I've got the world's music collection in my pocket, or through my device, through the cloud, I can watch every video in the world. So I can see as a user of a gym, it's much more motivating to me. It's actually quite exciting knowing that the experience doesn't end there, that I'm always connected, and that's a two-way conversation.
It is. Let me give you an example, David. How was your experience? Sorry to make you questions. It should be the other way around. But how was your experience in banking 10 years ago? And probably Mr. Passera knows quite well. And how has changed with the online banking?
It's a service now, and it was an inconvenience before.
How many devices you have to make your banking? And how quickly, often, do you do banking today?
I do it whilst waiting for a train.
Is it indoor, outdoor? Do you visit anymore your bank?
No, as a user, as a consumer, I expect it to work wherever I am.
Okay, that's the point. Look at this. We are there. It is exactly the same. Your experience is not wellness experience, is not just in the gym, is not just in your corporate gym or at the hotel where you are staying. Your experience is always and everywhere. You have devices, and I've seen you wearing my wellness key. This is indoor and outdoor. All the data are collected in the cloud, and you can quickly have a look of, let me see, I hope I'm not too lazy this week, because it's been very hard work. I am 2,892 move out of my weekly target of 3,000.
But you should run around the room a couple of times.
I think I will do it later on, because I have a target for the week, and I have a commitment, and I am engaged because I have friends that are checking these on my Facebook. So what I'm basically doing, I share my mission, I share my wellness journey with many friends. And they know what I am challenging on. Am I preparing a marathon, or am I just trying to lose some weight? So I would summarize saying that is a completely different end user experience, and is what people now need, because they are used to it. Tablet and smartphone, they've changed it completely.
So I think you're right. As a consumer, I'd want these tools, my wellness, to be part of my lifestyle in a natural way. When I'm not in the gym, I want apps to engage me. But what does this mean for the operator?
For the operator means a lot. We have many operators in this room today that they are extremely keen in getting as many data as possible from their customers. It's not very different from airlines or hospitality industry. A club, an hotel, a corporate wants to know as much as possible or on their end user. But once they got the data, the question is how to transform this data in useful information to retain them, to make their journey in the gym better. So in another word, to allow them to achieve their target with a bespoke program. If you don't know intimately the customer in a gym day first, it's unlikely that you can put together a program that suits him.
Corrado, you're just trying to hook me into a habit of engaging with you and your operators, so I'll never leave.
I think our operator indeed are trying to do something similar.
So from what I saw in Nero's presentation, there's more to come. What's the next big innovation?
Well, Nero had to run for Mr. President, but there is definitely a lot to come, and he was very keen to show something. If I'm not mistaken, we have a live video from the factory downstairs. We have few friends that are shooting a live video of what is happening behind the coming soon, and this is happening now. You have seen this morning, and I think we all question what is happening there. These are the new equipment, and these are equipment that will be ready towards March, April 2013. And these are equipment that are equipped with a brand new user interface. Forget about what you have seen. This is going to be a completely different experience. It's Android-based, is open. You can develop your own apps, but even more importantly, you can download as many apps as you want. So you will exercise, you will run Mr. Prodi on the bike, and you will receive a Skype call from your university in Shanghai. They will bother you since you are running in the morning. And I'm sure you have seen this game. This is the most popular game because now my son doesn't want to play with joystick anymore. He wants to swipe on the tablet and play with Angry Birds. Angry Birds is an experience that will be replicated on our treadmill, together with many, many more apps. And this is a completely different experience, and it's a new world.
So just last thing I'm noticing, last question from me. It's often the innovator I see in Silicon Valley, in industry, who's not afraid to rethink their model because circumstances change. It's often the innovator who wins. You're suggesting a pretty big change in the way the operators think about their business.
Well, Nerio said, I think, everything. We need new models. And the reason why we believe that partnership and synergies are possible is because the digital platform today allows us to exchange data and to do the journey together. I believe Nerio was right. Let's rethink about our business model as well as innovating equipment and software. Thank you.
Last question. When can we expect the Technogym tricorder?
That's a tough call. I think you need a couple of years or probably more.
2014, you heard it here first. Thank you.
SA15.
Corrado.
SA15.
Corrado Colli, thank you.
Thank you, David.
Technogym, the wellness company.